We are so glad you guys took the time to click on this video and watch for just a moment, because if you think back in your life to some of those times when you made one little choice and it shifted everything in your life, this is very likely to be one of those. Because we are here to share with you how you can help your teenager with their anxiety and with their struggle. And maybe they have panic attacks, and maybe this is even taken to the level where they're maybe struggling with other mental illnesses. I'm Lamont, and this is my daughter, Mikkel.
And we are so passionate about these ideas and these concepts and this new way of life. It's not just listening to this one video and trying to figure out some things and not really getting anywhere. And it's different. This is something that we know works and we know can change your life. And so that's why we're here today making this video, so that it can change your life.
And so if you're wondering why it is that your teen is struggling and it seems to be getting worse, even though you may be trying some things, you might be trying therapy, you might be trying medications. The problem is that in mainstream society and the reason it seems to be, it is actually getting more and more common for people to struggle with anxiety and mental illness, is because our focus for all these years have been on the symptoms of the problems. That is the number one thing, is that the struggle has been towards the symptoms. And if that's been something that you've been struggling with, is trying to figure out what the real core of these struggles are, then we are so glad you came to us, because that is what our focus has been on for the last 4 years. And we have really discovered some things with the neuroscience and the latest things coming out that have changed everything.
Because maybe you have a child that is afraid to get out of the house, maybe afraid to go to school, maybe afraid to even go play outside with their friends, and maybe they stay inside all day and they're worried about every little thing, and they have this trauma about life and they're not living life and experiencing it because of what's going on in their head.
And you might be wondering, how is technology playing into all this? Like, how much time should you allow them to have on social media, and what should you be doing with all this technology, and how is it affecting their brain? And you're right, there is things going on with that. And so this is, again, that's another thing that causes all these symptoms, and getting
piece to the puzzle.
Yeah, it's another piece of the puzzle. And we're not going to oversimplify and say, oh, it's this really simple thing. You just do these 3 steps and then everything's fixed, right?
Especially because every person is so different. Every person has their own brain, and how complicated is the brain to start out with. And we're not saying that we have this simple solution, but at the core, we're all very similar. And so if we can see those similarities and solve one similarity, then the idea of being able to solve that similarity will be very similar to helping another one.
And people ask us all the time, like, what do you do? Like, what is it? And people say, are you a therapist? Are you doing? And it's not therapy. It's literally learning and changing what your brain is doing, how it's doing, how it runs off its reward system. And so we want you guys to have that experience. And if you're interested to learn any more at all, because this is just a little piece of a pretty good sized puzzle, but a very powerful and amazing puzzle. And this is a small piece, and we want you to provide more. So hopefully we've sparked your interest enough to look into the next thing, to maybe come to one of our events. And we have an introductory event where we go deeper into this that's coming up, and it'll be here. You can click on the page here to sign up for that, and we'll send you the information, and you can do it live, or you can do it on Zoom if you're not local. A little teaser about how our brain works is that the action is what changes the brain. And action is a key part of what we teach.
Because if you watch this video and you go throughout your life and you didn't make any changes, then what influence did that video or what we talked about or all of this really have an influence on you? And so the action is the biggest part in us being able to make that change.
Or you can move back onto your other emails and doing other things, the regular life that you've always had, and just keep on doing that. But we hope you click on the link.
So if you like, down in the description below, there's a link to our introductory presentation to be able to sign up for that. So we hope to see you there.